the soldier suddenly realized, what was flying toward him from the sky was not a missile. A bright light flashed. The man found himself in a strange, airtight room. The walls were completely sealed. He looked around in disbelief. He had no idea what had happened. Just moments ago, he had been on the battlefield. How had he suddenly ended up here? But the excruciating pain from his wounds made him realize, this wasn't a dream. He immediately reached for his gun instinctively. There was only one possibility. He had been captured. Then he tried greeting the surroundings in nearly 10 different languages, but no one responded. Before he could figure out what was happening, the room suddenly began to heat up. He could see the heat rising toward his face. Even if he took off all his clothes, it wouldn't help at all. The temperature in the room kept rising. He couldn't take it anymore. He desperately pounded on the walls. The sweat dripping down his face evaporated instantly. Knowing he was about to dehydrate, he couldn't wait for something to happen. He forced himself to pick up the water bottle to drink some water, but as soon as he took a sip, there was a sudden noise around the sealed room. The heat wave subsided. The entire room began to flip over. The man's body was violently slammed onto the ground. The gun he was carrying rolled around with him. Fortunately, it didn't go off, but to his surprise, his backpack and radio were strangely stuck to the ceiling. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. This was clearly not something human technology could achieve. He thought he was dreaming, but the satellite phone lighting up above his head dispelled that notion. Since he could communicate with the outside world, there was hope of escape. However, Ryan was injured. He couldn't reach the ceiling even if he jumped. He quickly took off his shoes. He planned to use the shoes to knock the radio down, but unexpectedly, the shoes were also stuck to the ceiling. He was furious. The hope of rescue was right in front of him. He couldn't reach it, but before he could think of a solution, there was a noise on the walls of the sealed room. A layer of frost quickly spread. The temperature dropped suddenly. Ryan quickly put on his clothes. He huddled in the corner, shivering. Fortunately, like the previous extreme heat, the extreme cold only lasted a few minutes. But just as Ryan's frozen body began to regain sensation, the gravity changed again.